Welcome back. All right, so I want to talk about 6 trades from June. June 6th, 24th, and then 4 trades that were made on June 27th. At the time the trades are made, we automatically go winner, loser, winner, loser. Well, I try not to. I try not to. I will often wear the jersey of the team who won. Now, today I'm wearing my Manchester Monarchs jersey. I don't often have an excuse to wear it. It does not mean that the LA Kings have won the deals that they were involved in June. And there are other trades that took place over the summer we can look at some other time, but I want to look at these 6 right now. These were the 6 that stood out to me. Starting with, on June the 6th, Columbus acquires Ivan Provorov. The idea being they're going to fix their blue line. The results so far, not as great as they would have expected. I don't know how much I'd put on Provorov for that. He has 4 goals, 19 assists, so 23 points in 45 games. I think Philadelphia made out really, really well here, though. Philadelphia picks up Cal Peterson's contract. He's been 1-1 in 2 games, 896 save percentage. But Sean Walker has had, I think, quietly a good season. 5 goals, 11 assists, 16 points in 47 games. I like Sean Walker, and what I've seen of him in Philadelphia, he seems to fit in really well there. Also, they got a first round draft pick from Columbus, which was the number 22 overall. They used that to draft Oliver Bonk. They got a 2024 second, which is conditional, as well as a 2024 second from LA. So, the Columbus and LA draft picks, honestly, this is a pretty good trade for Philly. Now, LA gets that cap relief, right, by getting rid of Peterson's contract. They get Hayden Hodgson and Kevin Connaughton, who to this point have both just played at the AHL level. It's unlikely either of them get called up by LA this year. This really was a cap dump for the Kings. It was Philadelphia's chance to move on off from Provorov. And again, I think Sean Walker's been just as effective for Philadelphia as Provorov would have been. Then on June the 24th, the LA Kings, looking to make some more moves, they traded Sean Durzi to Arizona in exchange for a second-round draft pick in this year's draft. Sean Durzi in 39 games with the Coyotes, 7 goals, 20 assists, 27 points. He's been fantastic. He's had a nice bounce back after. I would agree that he had a down year last year in LA. I kind of understand why LA wanted to make a change, but it hasn't aged particularly well for LA. So, the Durzi situation, we'll see how long he's a Coyote, but he's done quite well there. June 27th, the Montreal Canadiens acquire Alex Newhook. Now, the idea with Alex Newhook is, potential second-line center. He's only played 23 games so far this season. There has been injuries. 7 goals, 6 assists, 13 points. Going the other way, Colorado got the number 31 draft pick because Montreal had Florida's. They drafted Mikhail Gliev with that pick and a second-round draft pick in 2023, which they then flipped to Tampa Bay for Ross Colton. That pick was then taken by Tampa Bay, who drafted Ethan Gauthier, also Gianni Fairbrother, going to the Colorado Avalanche. I like this deal for Colorado in that they got Ross Colton. They also get a first-round draft pick while trading Newhook. Newhook, it was not working out in Colorado the way that I think it was hoped. I think they had envisioned he'd be the second-line center. Once you've acquired Johansson from Nashville, then that puts Newhook on the block. I don't think there's been enough games for Newhook in Montreal to say that they've won or lost the deal, but so far, I don't think Colorado's looking at Alex Newhook and saying we really shouldn't have given up on that player. Also on June the 27th, the big trade, and this is one of the reasons why this video is being made today. Dubois being acquired by LA, right, and he wanted to sign there long term. 44 games, 9 goals, 10 assists, 19 points. On no level is P.L. Dubois or Pierre-Luc Dubois, on no levels is he producing the way that he would want to, the way the Kings would want him to. And going the other way was Gabriel Velarde. In 26 games with the Jets, 11 goals, 9 assists, 20 points. Alex Iafallo, 45 games, 7 goals, 10 assists, 17 points. Rasmus Kupari, 19 games, just the 1 assist. And a 2024 second-round draft pick. Now, in the Kings video I did not too long ago, I did talk about this trade. I did talk about that and how Gabe Velarde just on his own, if that was a one-for-one deal, we'd be looking at it and saying, wow, it looked like that was an easy win for the Kings, but maybe not. This is where you get into that argument about whether you're better off paying for a player and keeping them and making them happy, or if you're better off just move on from a player when they're going to get that huge raise and get other players back. But yeah, Dubois so far it has been a failure in LA. So there's 3 deals made by LA during the month of June. And I don't know if they won any of them, is the problem. Like, yes, you make the cap space with Peterson. You can make the argument they're making cap space with trading Jersey, but all of that ends up going to Pierre-Luc Dubois. So for people who want to get mad at Rob Blake, I get it. I do. Also on June the 27th, this is one of the most fascinating trades made that day. The New Jersey Devils trade Mackenzie Blackwood in exchange for a 2023 6th-round draft pick. And why this is fascinating is Mackenzie Blackwood, I think, has had a better season than Vanecek. I would argue that while Schmid's hurt, I would argue that he's had at least as good a season as Schmid. And so Blackwood, 6-17-3 with San Jose, 894 save percentage. You know what? Playing behind that San Jose defense, those numbers are good. He's had some really strong starts as well. It is interesting that right now New Jersey, one of those teams we look at and say, you know what they really need? They need a goaltender. And the fact that they traded Blackwood, we can look back now and wonder, would Vanecek have been the smarter move? And I understand why they traded Blackwood at the time, but we've seen a number of teams carrying 3 goaltenders early in the year, and now we're halfway through the season, and they're still doing it. Montreal and Detroit immediately come to mind as teams that are carrying 3 goaltenders. But Blackwood's been quite good, and so if he continues to play like this, we'll see. A lot of talk about whether or not John Gibson might end up going to New Jersey, but would Gibson right now be a better goaltender than Blackwood? I mean, on paper, yes. Resume-wise, sure, but in reality, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's a saw-off right now, so we'll see what New Jersey does. And speaking of New Jersey, they were busy on June the 27th as well. Tyler Toffoli traded to the New Jersey Devils. He's played 45 games with the Devils, 20 goals, 13 assists, 33 points. And he had the hat trick last night, playing quite well, right? They have that victory over Vegas. Vegas coach Bruce Cassidy saying it was like a beer league game for them, and he didn't mean that in a good way either. But what's interesting is, at the time this trade takes place, there's a lot of dumping on the Flames and how this is it. Now they're going to have to rebuild because all they got back was Yegor Sharangovich and a 2023 third-round draft pick. However, Sharangovich, a hard worker who's had goal-scoring acumen in the past, definitely had a rough 2022-2023 season from that perspective, but previous to that, he was pretty good. And this year, he's been excellent. 46 games, 19 goals, 13 assists, 32 points. So he makes less than Toffoli. He's playing, I would say, as well as Toffoli. He's younger than Toffoli. I don't know. Sharangovich looks like a keeper. So you add in that 2023 third-round draft pick, which they used to draft Adar Suniev, and we'll see whether or not he becomes an NHL player. But if he doesn't, I would still say at the very least that trade is a saw-off now. It is always interesting when trades take place and immediately people are like, well, this is clearly the winner and this is clearly the loser. This guy going here, why? Why would you do that? I try to provide context where I can with players that, I like or I watch, like Yegor Sharangovich. But it is interesting, and I also wanted to do this today because, Tom Fitzgerald gets his extension. So I'm like, I want to talk about some trades. And I figured rather than put them into like a Fitzgerald video, which I can do at some point, and I probably will, I figured why not talk about it today. So these are just June trades. I wanted to find a way to get the Erik Karlsson trade onto the board, and I thought, you know what? There's enough trades here. We have enough to talk about today. Definitely talk about the Karlsson trade at some point soon. But this is, again, why I don't declare winners and losers when trades take place. I just wear the jersey of the team that I think got the better of the deal, but I don't come out and say, oh, clearly this trade was stupid, and why would a GM do this? Because very often those hot takes can age really, really poorly, which makes it more entertaining, and I get that. But, we'll see how well these age from here. So does Dubois turn it around? Does Jersey have as strong of a second half as he has first half? How about that Sean Walker with Philadelphia? If you're a Flyers fan, how much have you liked him in the lineup? If you're a Habs fan, what kind of upside do you think Newhook has? And, of course, if you're a Devils fan or a Kings fan, how do you feel about the board I've got put together here? And hey, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event that you have not done so already. It's always entertaining looking back at trades. And again, I can look at other trades that took place over the summer because I think we're far enough into the season now where we can make this kind of a video and analyze it. Let me know your thoughts. Do hit like and subscribe, as I said. Thank you guys for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.